Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here as we take a look at some pitchers, starters and relievers, to help you with the start of Week 12, the week starting Monday, June 14th, in your fantasy baseball season. Guys, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com and check out everything we have there. The main page, the premium package, expert chats, you name it, rotoballer.com has it for you. Whether it's DFS or season-long formats, football, baseball, basketball, MMA, esports, NASCAR, PGA, sports betting, you name it, rotoballer.com, the place to be. And sign up for any of those premium packages, including the Major League package to get you through the rest of the season, or the NFL package as fantasy football is knocking on the door. Sign up for any of those packages. The football includes the draft guide, the DFS optimizer, all that fun stuff. Sign up with the promotional code ACES. Essentially telling them Anthony Aniano sent you and save yourself a little bit of money. And guys, as we know, weekly fantasy baseball is here. If you love the strategy of season-long fantasy sports and live for the short-term gratification of DFS, then be sure to try out weekly fantasy baseball contests on Owner's Box. Head on over to rotoballer.com/box and sign up today. Our friends at Owner's Box are hooking you up. All new users get up to a $500 deposit match bonus and a free RotoBaller Radio premium package valued at $99. We'll be hosting weekly free roll contests on Owner's Box as well, which are free to enter with lots of awesome prizes to the winners. Head on over to rotoballer.com/box for all the details and sign up today. All right, guys. It's mid-June. You've already watched the Fantasy Baseball, the Hitters Show. You picked up some hitters. You revamped your lineup. It's time to revamp the pitching staff. And there's some pitchers floating around, less than 40% rostered on Yahoo. You know that's what we always use here. And to fortify the pitching staff, whether it be some starters or some relievers, starting the week of Monday, June 14th. So let's start with the starting pitchers. Austin Gomber of the Colorado Rockies. Second time I've mentioned him. We need to start paying more attention to him. 36% rostered, the former Cardinal, now with the Rockies, and he's just been good, guys, and we're not paying close enough attention to it. Over the last 14 days, he's had 15 innings with 16 strikeouts and an ERA of 1.80. He's actually picked up 2 wins, and that whip, 0.93. Now, that's just his last 15 innings over the last 14 days. Now go big picture on the season, and the numbers are still good. All right, you're talking about 71 strikeouts in 68 1/3 innings. Striking out about 25% of the batters he faces this year. Batting average against is very good, 209. He's picking up wins. We don't chase him, but if we could get it, we love it. He's got 5 wins on the season. His whip is at 1.13. Now, his ERA is under 4 for the year at 3.95, but his xERA, his expected ERA, is even better at 3.43. So he's pitching better than that 3.95. So we're talking about a guy striking out 1 out of every 4 batters with an expected ERA of under 3.5 and a batting average against of only 209, and yet he's only 36% rostered. Now, his next start, I get it. We don't love it on June 14th. He's going against that Padres offense. So, okay, fine. Don't start him, but get him on your roster now before it's too late. He's a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. He's been terrific for the Rockies. He's a long-term piece potentially for them. And the reality is he should be way more rostered than 36%. 27 years old, second season in the big leagues. Now, you want to go a little more veteran route? Take a look at Alex Cobb of the Angels. 33% owned, rostered, I should say, and pitching significantly better than what some of his numbers show. Over the last 14 days, okay, first off, only 27% rostered, less than Gomber. 14 days, 14 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. 14, 14, 14. It's a strikeout per inning over the last 2 weeks. Now, over those 2 weeks, he's pitching to an ERA of 3.21 with a whip of 0.64, and again, has picked up 2 wins. Now, you look at the big picture, right? If you look at the big picture and you say, okay, he has an ERA, Anthony, on the season of 4.24. He's pitching a lot better than that. That xERA, that expected ERA, is as low as 3.30. He's got 49 strikeouts in 40 1/3 innings, 29% of the batters he faced. So you got a strikeout pitcher pitching to an ERA that's elevated than what it really should be. Batting average against is only 235. His whip is only at 121. Okay, whip's a little high this day and age, but the batting average against is okay. He's got 4 wins on the season, and I love his next matchup, June 12th, okay, against Arizona. So that's Saturday. See how he does against Arizona. His numbers could even be better by the time you put your waiver claim in Monday the 13th, and then the following week on the 14th. So be mindful of Cobb. He's pitched well of late. That xERA is a game changer when you see the 3.21 over the last 14, and it matches the xERA on the season of 3.30, 29% strikeout rate. 29% of the batters he faces striking out. Nothing to sneeze at as well. Looking for somebody younger, the rookie, Vladimir Gutierrez of the Cincinnati Reds. 25 years old. He's only pitched 17 innings this year on the big league level. 11% rostered. Not the strikeout pitcher some of the other guys are. 13 strikeouts in 17 innings on the season. Only 18%. He's pitching to a 2.65 ERA, and that xERA is a respectable 3.21. Now, here's the number I love. The batting average against for Vladimir Gutierrez is only 177. He has just been flat out tough to hit. Okay, 2 wins in his 3 starts. His next start is Monday the 14th against Milwaukee on the road. Gutierrez, 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, has been very good for the Reds. See if he keeps it up, but he's worth a waiver claim at this point based on that batting average against and that xERA. I'd love to see a little uptick in the strikeouts. That could still come, but everything else looks terrific for the rookie from Cincinnati. And final starting pitcher, the veteran, Mike Minor of the Kansas City Royals. 31% rostered. So you got Gomber at 36%, Alex Cobb at 27%, the rookie Gutierrez only 11% rostered, and then Mike Minor at 31% rostered. Over his last 14 days, 20 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts. So over the last 14, he's giving you a K per inning. ERA over the last 14 is 3.60 with a whip under 1, 0.90. Can't complain about that. 2 wins. Now, on the season, 81 strikeouts in 74 innings. He's throwing a lot of innings for Kansas City. It's what you can do when you're a veteran. Striking out more than a batter per. Almost 27% of the batters he faced, in fact, he's put down by strikeout. ERA on the season is 4.50. That xERA sits at an even 4. Like we said, the ERA is lower, though, over the last 20 innings at 3.60. Batting average against a respectable 219 and a whip of 1.15. 5 wins with Kansas City and a beautiful matchup next week on Tuesday the 15th, scheduled to face Detroit. So I love Minor in that matchup as a potential starting pitching stream. So if I'm looking at starting pitchers, I go Gomber 1, I go Cobb 2. I'll roll with the rookie Gutierrez 3 and Mike Minor as my 4th option. Now, if we're going to take a look at some relievers, maybe hunt down a save or 2, J.P. Feyereisen of the Tampa Bay Rays, 42% rostered. Over the last 14 days, 2 saves and a win. On the season, 3 saves and 2 victories. The number I love about him right now is the batting average against for the season is a minuscule 147. Over his last 14 days, it's only been 4 2/3 innings, but 4 2/3 innings, he's gotten a win and 2 saves. He's gotten you 5 strikeouts, and he hasn't given up an ERA, earned run. His ERA is 0.00. On the season, 29 strikeouts in 28 innings, 25.7% of the batters he faced. Okay, a 2.57 ERA with an xERA of 3.38. Now, one number to pay attention to is that strikeout rate. Last season for Milwaukee, he was striking out about 18% of the batters he's faced. It's amazing what happens when relievers go to Tampa Bay. It changes their entire career. So he's gone from about 18 to 19% strikeout rate to now over 25, almost 26% of the batters he faced. He sit down by strikeout. But pay attention to that batting average against, only 147. He's 42% rostered on Yahoo. If you're looking for a middle reliever, okay, and if you're in a holds league, this guy's already been rostered. But Adam Ottavino of the Boston Red Sox has found what he had at the end of his Colorado Rockies stint and early in his Yankees stint. He has been dominant for the Boston Red Sox. 35 years old. But he's one of those relievers You're in a daily format especially. You put him in your lineup, you leave him there, you rotate your starting pitchers in and out, and he's just another person to give you strikeouts and keep your ratios low. Over the last 14 days, 7 strikeouts and 6 1/3, ERA of 1.42. Now, the problem with Ottavino is always the whip is always high because he has a tendency to walk batters. So even though the ERA is 1.42, so is the whip. Low ERA, not a whip you like. But he has picked up 2 saves over the last 14 days, and he has 3 on the season. So a little sprinkle of saves here or there as well, besides keeping that ERA down and that strikeout rate up. On the season, he is striking out 27.4% of the batters he is facing. 31 strikeouts in 26 innings pitched on the season. Batting average against, minuscule, 181. 2.77 ERA with an expected ERA of 3.40. Again, the whip is the concern. It will always be with Ottavino. He walks batters, 1.31 on the season. But they're not scoring runs on him. Because of his ability to strike batters out, and he is accumulating strikeouts. 2 wins, 3 saves, and a ton of holds. So there is that chance to pick up the occasional save or victory from Ottavino. And finally, in Detroit, Jose Cisnero of the Detroit Tigers. He has the opportunity to pick up a few saves. Michael Fulmer's on IL. Gregory Soto is there with Cisnero, picking up save opportunities. But if you're chasing saves, he's somebody who can maybe give you 1 or 2. In his last 14 days, 5 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, and has gotten his only 2 saves of the season. So he's kind of picked up the slack a little bit with Fulmer out. His ERA has been great in that time period of 1.59 with a very nice minuscule whip of 1.06. On the season, 35 strikeouts in 25 2/3 innings, 31.3% of the batters he's faced. Highest K percentage out of any of the pitchers I've mentioned here today. But he's pitched to some good luck, so be mindful of that. An ERA on the season of 3.86. That expected ERA, though, is high. It's at 4.78. Whip is a little high at 1.32, and batting average is 2.45. I don't love him unless you're chasing saves. He has an opportunity to maybe pick up 1 or 2 over the next couple of weeks with Fulmer still out. Feyereisen, Ottavino, Cisnero is the order I look at those relief pitchers. And again, starters go Gomber, Cobb, Gutierrez, and Minor as well. All right, everybody. Hopefully you checked out the Week 12 Hitter Waiver Wire. If you haven't, go back and watch that. And check out all the great content right here on the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Don't forget RotoBaller Radio each and every day on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. Sign up for those premium packages at rotoballer.com using the promotional code ACES and save yourself a little bit of money. Give me a follow on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. And good luck working that waiver wire. Guys, stay smart, stay safe, and we'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio. Have a good one, folks.